Well, we have ourselves another situation where I don't think I want to thunk this down too heavily. It is a little different from yesterday morning, so I guess a little thunk is okay. Okay, now, let's take this off of here before I wreck something. All right, now, one of the viewers had reminded me about these things. And if you remember, I had weakened the spring in one of them. I don't know which one it is. But, you know, why could have I not... It's not this one either. Anyway, why could have I not used one of these to have, you know, clipped our railing down onto this platform? And I sort of forgot about it. I had thought about it a couple or 3 days ago when I first started doing this one, and then I forgot about it when I got to this one. But I can see where this might actually work on this one here. So I'm going to just go ahead and off camera, I'm going to weaken the springs on a bunch of these, probably about 6 of them, and see if we can't maybe use these to hold the railing in position for gluing. Makes sense to me. Yeah. Oh, and there's not going to be any rabbits this morning. Sorry. I thought for a while there we were going to have a squirrel. But when I first got up this morning and I opened my windows and started getting light, and all of a sudden a squirrel starts cutting up and making an awful racket out there. I don't know if a cat was crawling up his tree or what was happening, but he was really upset. Or she, whatever the case might be. And so I took my pan tilt zoom and I'm looking around in the tree in the front there, and I can't see any squirrel. Now mind you, a squirrel is a very, very hard thing to video anyway, because it doesn't stay still. It's always moving around. Okay, let's get going here. Okay, I've adjusted 7 of them here. And the way I'm going to know which ones I've adjusted and which ones I haven't is I've adjusted all the red ones. Now, mind you, I guess they might get painted over, but I think they're going to be basically red. Now, a bit of a tip here, if you're doing these for yourself and you accidentally take off too much spring, well, you just take what spring is left and stretch it out. I mean, they'll probably stretch out to almost double their length and still be effective. Anyway, let's try it out now. Now these railings that we have on here, and by the way, this is the first time I'm trying this, so I was going to say, they don't take very much effort to move them. Well, Philip, thanks for reminding me. That seems to work out pretty good here. I wonder, should I maybe be bending this one? Whoops. Where's my pointer here? Okay. Now, this little section right here, okay, now this part here is glued down, but this one should still be a little bit loose. And I'm wondering if maybe, would it be better to maybe just twist it a little bit here? I don't know if I can get in there. This is too thick. Hang on. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to put a little bit of I can't get in there. Maybe if you know what, I'm going to have to reposition here. Now, in order to bring this whole thing back so that it's more along the back edge here, this one here has to be bent. This might not be a good idea. Okay, now that is somewhat better. This post is almost where it should be. I don't know if I can pull this whole thing back anymore or not. I don't want to snap it off there. Okay, I think we're going to just leave well enough alone here. And how would it be if we took another one now and put it on the back? Yeah. Alright, now, does this look like it's going to come around eventually? Yeah, I think we can probably get that into shape. Well, let's put a little bit of CA thin. Oh, speaking of CA thin, Steve in the model shed did get back to us. And he told me what it was, and that extra thin CA glue, and yeah, the stuff does exist. So I googled it, and sure enough, there it was on Amazon Canada. And I'm thinking, well, where's the price? And then I look, and not available. So I checked all over here in Canada. I can't seem to find it. I think that particular brand of CA extra thin is sort of like trying to get Windex in the United Kingdom. It's a UK thing. So I'm pretty sure we've got something here under a different name. And I'll check into that. Anyway, I can't talk and work at the same time, so that's why I'm sort of pausing here and having this overwhelming desire to poke at something. Now, I was just wondering if we wouldn't be better off just continuing on. And, I've got 7 of these things. There's 5 left. I think I better reinforce this. I'll put another little piece of tape and pin it down right there. Yeah, I don't want to have any accidents here. That'll make it a little bit better. Okay. This one here, I maybe haven't got that quite adjusted right. It's just a little bit too hooked, if you know what I mean. Where's my other pliers? Can't see them for looking at them. That's a little better, maybe. Okay, now are we going to be able to get in here, or is this one going to be in the way? It could maybe got to be careful where I grab onto this here. I want to shove this whole thing back just a little bit. Something like that. That's not quite right. Okay, now if we bend this one out, how is that going to go? No, I think what we have to do is put a little bit more of a bend in that one. Well, that didn't go too well. I sort of bent the top rail, didn't I? Where's another pair of tweezers? Okay. Now grab very, very gently here. Maybe if I release this. There, sort of. Well, if we can go back just a little bit here and not slip off the back. That helped minusculely. All right, now take another one, and the idea will be to pull this back. That's not quite right, is it? Wrong tweezer. No, it slipped off the edge. There. That's almost. No, I think this one has slipped off the edge now. I think I better take a break here. And this is the break. And they don't get better than this. Well, not on pizza day anyway. Now, yesterday I was talking about a milestone that I had reached. And yeah, I'm going to fill you in on that while I enjoy this. Now, what you're looking at there is sort of a calendar for the year 2021. And you'll notice if you start out towards the end of January, the beginning of February, you're looking at a slow progression going up. The graph is going up. Well, it's kind of hard to read there, but on February the 2nd, when I started my diet, I weighed 288.3 pounds. And I was weighing myself fairly accurately, but I wasn't doing anything about it. Well, on February the 2nd, I decided I better do something about this. So I made up this chart. Now, I didn't make up this graph right away. I think it was about a week or two later I made it up, but I had all the records, so it was easy to fill in the data. And now you can see the line is slowly going down. Now, my goal is to be 170 pounds on November the 2nd. That's, you can see the line going down there, and it goes from the yellow into the green. Well, that yellow to green is 170 pounds. And the milestone that I reached this week was I just now got under 200 pounds. I haven't been under 200 pounds for a long time. So that was the milestone that I was talking about. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of details as to how this works. There's a couple of lines there. There's a red line and there's a black line. Well, the red line is that I have to stay under, and the black line is the projected goal if I keep going at the rate I'm going. Anyway, I'm getting into a bunch of details here that nobody cares about. Anyway, that's what this is all about here, and yeah. So pizza day is a bit of a thrill for me because I've been doing pretty good since February the 2nd, and I'm hoping to continue to do good until into November when I should be at my goal weight. And maybe when we get there, we'll talk about it again. Now, I had wanted to try out the solder paste today, but I can see we're not going to have time here. Okay, I got to push this one in and pull this one out. Now, there's no way that this is going to work and have this at the right angle. We're just going to have to bask in the knowledge that nobody is going to notice it anyway unless you look at it with a magnifying glass or something. In the background there, you probably notice an extra surveillance camera on the model table. Excuse me. And what I'm thinking of doing is I've got one left that I'm not really using. I mean, any more around the house and it'd be ridiculous. It's ridiculous already. But what I'm thinking of doing is maybe having a bird feeder this winter, or maybe a rabbit feeder. Anyway, what do you think? Should we put out a bird feeder and stick a camera up close to it? Now, I haven't checked this out to see how well. Like these cameras are probably focused for infinity, and you can't focus these ones. Now the pan tilt zoom one, you can actually focus it, but these ones are fixed focused at infinity because that's what they're basically looking at. So it may not, in other words, it may not see up close well. Now, can I pull this one back just a little bit here? See, I'll get this hooked in here. I should really be having the macro lens on for this. I don't want to be pulling too hard here and all of a sudden pull something loose. I do believe we're probably ready to put our glue down, and if I put it down sparingly, I shouldn't be gluing the clamps to the platform. Yeah. Tony, I can't thank you enough for sending these and giving me the idea, and also for Philip for reminding me to use it. Okay, let's see if we can get some glue on here before the day is gone. Now I have a lot of room here to come in from the back. I don't have any on my applicator yet, but when I was doing the Bismarck railing, I found it really good if I could just come in from the back like this, and that way you're not making a mess down the front of your superstructure. So here we go, sampling a little bit here. Now, I think I'm just going to sort of tack weld it. Okay, like so. And then we'll do another section in behind here. It might be a little more than what I had intended. Well, it'll be strong anyway. Okay, let's turn this. I don't want to put any on right there because it's so close to the clamp. So let's just turn this here now. I'm going to trust that it's still in focus. I'll put some right in the middle, right back here. Try not to bump it. pretty sure I got some on. Alright, we'll turn it again. Watching the monitor. And just right here. Whoops, I think I touched the upper rail there, didn't I? Alright, and now maybe on the front here. This is a little harder to get into because the mast is there. Okay, now let's let that cure. Okay, this stuff here is dealt with over here in this section. And while we're waiting for our CA to cure, we could get this piece right here, D35. Maybe look for these very long ladders. They must have been fun to climb up, and I thought I had trouble going up my ladder yesterday. Anyway, yeah, let's get this one right here, D35. We've already got this on. We've just got this clamped down. We've got this on. This we put on the other day. D35. Okay, I think I'll remove this piece of flashing after I get it off, because clearly this is the, I believe this is the top of the staff, and down here would be the bottom. I think this is where it probably hooks into that ring. Now this one can come off. I should be able to take this one off fairly safely now. But I do have to be careful I don't break this. As I've mentioned several times, I broke one of these, I think when I was doing, was it the Hood? Or was it the Bismarck? Anyway, I had to try and make one up. So I gotta be really careful here. Okay. Yeah, we'll clean that up. No, yeah, I was just gonna say, where does it come off down here? But yeah, I can see it now. Okay, now you can see right here I have flashing along the edge there, like there's a molding seam, and it was right here where one of these pieces was fastened on, and this is where I'm getting to the place where I am scared to try and clean something off. Now, right here is where we have to nip, just at the end of where it appears to be kind of rounded, like some sort of a little ball or something. I'm pretty sure we're doing it in the right place there. Okay, enough close-ups. Now, I do not promise this, but maybe this evening I'm going to try this out, and we'll be attaching it to the beginning of tomorrow's episode. Read instructions. Guess I better. Yeah, apparently this does not necessarily get used right now. Well, we'll figure that out. Yeah. So, like I say, no promises, but maybe I'll go at this evening. Now, a few years ago, I probably would have taken an old pair of pliers, and I would have somehow made up a special tool that I could have used to very, very gently grab something like this and squeeze it carefully. You know, I almost could. No, it wants to slip. I'll probably end up breaking something. So, I want to be able to very gently and slowly release. Okay, there's one. I think I'll take this one first and then I'll be able to get at the other one better. Whoops. Don't want to hear any oopses. There's two. Three. This one was a little bit hooked on the end. I should file that off. And one more here. Trying to keep it in the center of the field of view here. Alright. These worked great. Okay. Now I'm going to go around later and just sort of reinforce the railing. And, somebody might be wondering, what are you going to do? How are you going to paint the railing? Well, my plan is to paint everything. And then use a brush to highlight stuff if I want to. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. I think this is fairly strong. So don't go testing it. Well, I think I'm going to have to call her quits for this episode, folks. So thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.